pink game this afternoon between UWSP and UW-Platteville. Let's take a look at the starting lineups one last time here. 4 point. It's Krieger, Rice, Galita, Smith, and Thompson for third-year head coach Matt Hockett, who is 40-30 overall, 11-26 in the conference. And he's assisted by Evelyn Parsons and Bruce Williams. For the Pioneers, they will go with Nelson, Banasic, Byrol, Makowitz, and Weir for sixth-year head coach Kelly McNiff, who is 57-74 overall, 22-50 in conference. And she is assisted by former Pointer assistant Marissa Delsman. All right, scoreboard today brought to you by the final score. Our player of the game brought to you by Skyward. And the halftime update brought to you by the Spira. Scott and John will have the men's game tonight, 7 o'clock, as points at number 4, Platteville. Platteville's going to be in their road uniforms today, blue jerseys with blue shorts. They have orange numerals and orange lettering with white trim. For the Pointers, they will be in their white jerseys today with white shorts. They have pink numerals and pink lettering for Pink Day with black trim. All right, like we said, point one, the first matchup between these two, all the way back on January the 4th, 62-44. As that would catapult the Pointers to a 2-0 start. Now they're on a 2-game losing streak, losing at Whitewater and at River Falls. And again, every game in this conference is a meat grinder. So, and River Falls has beaten Oshkosh. So, and again, Point had their chances there, up 5 late, went scoreless for the last 6 minutes. They also dug themselves a hole in the first quarter, but still found themselves in overtime with a chance to win the game. Just couldn't pull it out, but that's life in the WIAC. Other games going on this afternoon include Whitewater is at Stout. River Falls is at Oshkosh. And UW-Eau Claire is at UW-La Crosse. All right, turn the lights back on. And pretty good showing here for fans with all the overnight snow. I know it's supposed to end here in the next couple hours, but I got here real early to make sure there was no problems. And this Berg Gym is filled in real nice here as we've gone along. All right, Galita to jump center against Makowitz, and as the Pointers go left to right, Platteville controls the opening tip, and then we'll get an over and back as Weir had it in the front court, threw it in the back court to Banasic, and we have an over and back. All right, Thompson gets it into Krieger. And they forgot to reset the shot clock, so they'll have to do that. Skyward Incorporated, they are connecting parents and education. All right, so Thompson gets it into Krieger. Krieger with it, over to Thompson. Thompson kicks it right corner, Smith 3 on the way, too long. Galita chases down the rebound to Krieger. Krieger with it, back to Rice, over to Smith, right of the circle. Smith with it, into the hands of Krieger. Krieger with it with 10 on the shot clock, baseline left. Krieger to Galita at the foul line. Galita into the paint, puts a shot up, leaves it short. And Nelson down with the rebound for the Pioneers into the hands of Banasic. And then Banasic throws it way over the head of Makowitz. And back to the Pointers. So we are scoreless, 9:19 left to go here in the first quarter as Krieger will bring it up for the Pointers. Here's Krieger with it over to Rice. Rice with it right side, dribbling into the lane. Rice has her shot blocked, gets it back. Now to Krieger on the perimeter. Over to Smith, left corner, down low to Galita. 10 left to go on the shot clock. Thompson, baseline jumper, up and in. So it's 2 for Alexa Thompson. And 2-0 Pointers, 8:48 left to go here in the first quarter. Here's Nelson with it for the Pioneers, over to Weir. Now into the hands of Banasic. Ten left to go on the shot clock. Nelson with a basketball, gets it over to Makowitz. Makowitz with 5, takes the 3 left of the circle and knocks that one down. So Platteville takes the lead here, 3-2, with 8:17 left to go in the opening quarter. Here is Thompson with it. Thompson over to Krieger, left side. Krieger back to Thompson, right side. Thompson with Nelson on her, back to Krieger. 10 left to go on the shot clock. Rice with a basketball. Left corner, Smith dribbles out of there. 5 left to go on the shot clock. Smith sweeping through the lane, puts up a hook shot, no, out of bounds. And it will stay with the Pointers with 3 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Smith gets it into Galita. 2 left to go on the shot clock. Straight on 3 from Gabby off the front rim. And Banasic down with the rebound for Platteville. Get it up ahead to Nelson. Now to Weir with Krieger on her. Weir at the foul line. Back to Nelson. Nelson with it. Nelson spinning. Working against Krieger into the hands of Weir. 3 left side by Byrel. Nope. And down with a weak side rebound was Maya Rice for the Pointers, who trail 3-2. 7:26 left to go here in the opening quarter. Krieger with it. Dribbling right on the perimeter. Gets it over to Thompson. Thompson driving baseline left, cut off there. Thompson, 10 left to go on the shot clock. Back to Galita on the perimeter. She's going to hoist the 3, leave it short, and the rebound goes to Makowitz. Makowitz getting harassed by Rice, and they're going to get Rice with the foul in the backcourt. That's going to be her first, and the team's first. Lily Trushaw, the 5'11" sophomore guard forward out of Herbster, Wisconsin, played her ball at South Shore, and 5'7" freshman guard Brenna Gary out of Oshkosh West in there for the Pointers. Banasic, as the Pioneers go right to left, gets it over to Nelson, right side. Nelson into the hands of Makowitz. Makowitz, her entry pass intercepted by Trushaw. Here's Trushaw the other way. Trushaw left side. Gets it out to Krieger on the perimeter. Over to Thompson. Now back to Krieger. Over to Rice. Or Smith, excuse me. Now into the hands of Gary. Back to Smith, right of the circle. Over to Krieger in the left corner. Driving baseline left. Krieger. Ooh, nice bounce pass to Gary in the lane. Off the glass, up and in. Great bounce pass by Krieger to Gary. And it's 4 3-pointers. 6:22 left to go, opening quarter. Here comes Platteville the other way, and they turn it over. Trushaw picks it up as Makowitz can't hold it. Into the hands of Krieger. Here's Krieger with it. Krieger to Gary, over to Smith. Carissa Smith with it to Trushaw. Has it poked away, battling for it. Trushaw gets it back to Smith in the left corner. Here's Gary with it. 10 left to go on the shot clock. Down low to Trushaw, puts it up the left hand, leaves it short, and Byrel down with the rebound for Platteville. Here's Banasic. Banasic with it. Banasic. Here's Makowitz. 5 left to go on the shot clock. Back to Banasic. Here's a 3, and that one's short. And here comes Krieger with it. Krieger lays it up and in. Here's Banasic with it to Makowitz. Makowitz pulls up at the foul line with the left hand. Rolls off the rim. Smith down with the rebound for the Pointers, who lead at 6-3 here. And 4:50 left to go. Here's a 3 by Gary, right side. That's short. Into the hands of Weir. Weir with it for the Pioneers. Here's Weir into the front court. Weir against Trushaw. Back to Byrell on the perimeter. Byrell with it. Byrell driving into the lane. Right side, lays it up and in. 6-5. Pointers lead it. 4:28 left to go here in the first quarter. Here's Krieger with it. Right side. And what do we got? Got a foul on Truchon away from the basketball. Her first. That's the team's second here in the quarter. Tell you what we'll do right now is we will take our media timeout. Come back in 1 minute. UW Stevens Point 6, UW-Platteville 5, 4:17 left to go first quarter. Listen to UWSP women's basketball here on WPCN. As we have Dan Elsenrath back at our WPCN studios here, as Ava Loftus just checked in for the Pointers, the 5'8 junior out of Stoughton, transferred in from Minnesota Moorhead. And Kira Mackey, the 5'10 freshman forward out of Escanaba, in there as well. Here's Grosinger with it as she just checked in, misses it. Sparks up with it. They swing it over to Benasic. Here's a three right of the circle by Prevey, no. Rebound to the Pioneers, though, and they keep it alive. Baseline jumper, Grosinger, too strong. Galita with the rebound and gets it into the hands of Brenna Gary. 6-5, Pointers lead at 3:43 left to go here first quarter. Here's Gary with it, over to Loftus right side. Loftus, mid-range jumper, knocks it down. A little step back shot there by Loftus. A little crossover and makes it 8-5 Pointers. Here's Benasic with it. Into the hands of Sparks. Sparks with it. Sparks driving right side off the glass. Up and in for the junior out of Madison Memorial. Here comes Loftus the other way. Into the hands of Gary. 8-7 Pointers. Smith a straight on three off the rim. And down with the rebound is Galita. Up, in, and a foul. Chance for a three-point play for Galita. So Prevey, a 5'9 senior guard forward out of Randolph, just checked in for Platteville, as well as Grace Grosinger, the 6'1 freshman forward out of Lena, Illinois. And we'll see Alexis Strom, the 5'6 junior guard out of Calumet, Michigan. Maddie Murphy, the 5'7 freshman guard out of La Crosse Aquinas, in there for the Pointers. As the free throw by Galita is up and good. 11-7, Pointers lead it. 3:02 left to go here in the opening quarter. As here's Nelson with it, left side. Nelson being harassed out there by Murphy. Gets it over to Strom right side. Strom gets it back to Sparks. Sparks into the paint. Sparks back to Nelson. Left of the circle, 10 left to go on the shot clock. Nelson now top of the key with 5 on the shot clock to Prevey. Here's a left corner three, and knocking that one down is Sparks. As that gives her 5, and it's 11-10 Pointers. 2:28 left to go here in the opening quarter. Here's Loftus with it. Loftus, right side. Loftus into the lane, 10-footer, in and out and in again. 4 for Ava Loftus. 13-10 Pointers lead it. 2:10 left to go here first quarter. Here's Strom with it. Right side to Grosinger. Grosinger working against Rice. Gets it into the hands of Sparks. Out to Nelson, a three right of the circle, a long three too hard. And up with the rebound is Mackey for the Pointers. Into the hands of Loftus. Loftus with it, Loftus, right side to Mackey. Thought about the three, shot fake, drives down the left side of the lane, off the glass and in. 15-10, Pointers lead it, 1:37 left to go here, first quarter. As here's Strom with it, right side to Grosinger. Grosinger back to Nelson. Nelson with it, Nelson into the paint, puts it up, gets fouled. 5'7" sophomore guard Ava Hopper to New Berlin, went to Martin Luther, will check in for Platteville. Makowitz back in there, along with Byrel for the Pioneers. Foul for the Pointers comes up on Maya Rice. That's going to be her second. That's the team's third here in the quarter. Brinley Nelson at the line. Nelson, a 52% foul shooter on the year. First one from Nelson, up and no good. Vista Royale Campground on Isherwood Road in Bancroft, making memories one campsite at a time. Second one by Nelson. So 1 of 2, he rattles that one at home. As Hopper will now check in for the Pioneers. 15-11, Point leads it. Minute 27 left to go here in the opening quarter. Here's Loftus with it, over to Murphy right side. Murphy back to Thompson, over to Gary, who wasn't paying attention, but it got knocked out of bounds, so the ball will stay with the Pointers. Gary will inbound opposite sideline. Gets it into Loftus, who has it poked away but gets it back to Gary, left corner. Gary dribbling out of there to Thompson, left of the circle. Thompson, 10 left to go on the shot clock. Murphy with the ball, over to Loftus. 3 left side. Short. And that one picked up by Hoppert after it took another bounce on the rim. Hoppert with it down low. They get it to Makowicz. She kicks it out. Here's Strom with a 3 right side off the top of the backboard and into the hands of Thompson. 15-11, Pointers lead it, 43 seconds left to go opening quarter. Here's Gary with it, right side. Gary over to Murphy, now to Loftus. Loftus with it, left side. Loftus at the foul line, back to Thompson for a 3 left side, and she connects with that one. 18-11, Pointers lead it, 20 seconds left to go opening quarter as Platteville can hold for the last shot. Here's Strom with it. Into the hands of Hoppert. Hoppert going left. Hoppert hands it off to Prevey. We have 9 left to go in the quarter. Here's Prevey with it. Right side to Strom. 5 left to go. Strom driving right side, misses everything. Goes out of bounds with 0.8 of a second left in the quarter. Ball will go back to Point here. Point on a 7-1 run as they'll get it into Murphy. First quarter ends with a score UWSP 18, UW-Platteville 11. Take a 1-minute timeout, come back with the start of the second quarter. After this, you'll see UWSP women's basketball here on WPCN. Gymnasium, take a look at our final score. Sports Bar and Grill scoreboard. Plan your before or after game get together at the final score. It's Second and Maria. Sees Point leads 18-11 with, as we get ready to start the second quarter. Pointers shot 33%, or Platteville shot 33% in that quarter. Pointers shot 47%. Point will have the ball to start the quarter as Thompson gets it into Krieger. Here's Krieger with it. Over to Gary. Now to Galita. Galita at the foul line. Down low to Thompson, who gets doubled. Back to Galita. Left elbow jumper. And hits it. 5 for Gabby, and it's 20-11. Pointers lead at 9:40 left to go here in the second quarter. Here's Strom with it for the Pioneers. Strom has Krieger on her. Strom hits it over to Hoppert. Hoppert, couple dribbles, picks up her dribble. Galita now harassing her into the hands of Prevey. Prevey over to Byrell. Byrell with it right side. 10 left to go on the shot clock. Byrell spinning right side, driving, goes up, gets fouled, and will be at the line shooting 2. Foul comes up on Brenna Gary, her team's first here in the quarter. Banasic, Weir, and we'll see 6'2" senior center Michaela Mao from Southwade, Wisconsin, played her ball at Blackhawk. In there for the Pointers, or in there for the Pioneers. In there for the Pointers is 5'9" freshman forward Kate Vandenberg out of Appleton North. So Byrell is at the line shooting 2. 61% on the year. First one is up and good. Second one for Byrell is also good. Gives her 4, 20-13. Pointers lead it here. 9:16 left to go second quarter. Here's Krieger with it to Galita. At the right elbow, back to Krieger. Krieger with it right wing. Krieger pulls up inside the arc, off the rim, and the ball goes out of bounds, and last touch by the Pointers, and back to Platteville. Tricor Insurance, Tricor Cares, dedicated to helping our clients, employees, and communities to succeed with offices statewide, including Point, Marshfield, and Rapids. All right, Weir has her shot blocked by Vandenberg, and almost stolen away by Thompson. Into the hands of Hoppert. Hoppert right side. That pass was blocked. Pointers up with it. And we're going to get a foul coming up on Platteville. That's going to come up on Michaela Mao, her team's first here in the quarter. All right, Krieger brings it up for the Pointers. Krieger to Thompson, right block. Thompson, couple dribbles, goes up, gets fouled, and Alexa Thompson will be at the line shooting a pair. Michaela Mao is going to pick it up. That's 2 on her and 2 on the team in the quarter here. 80% for Alexa from the line this season. First one is up and good. Gives her 6 and makes it 21-13 Pointers. Second one from Thompson is good. Makowitz and Nelson back in there for the Pioneers. And Makowitz will inbound as Platteville goes right to left here in the first half. Gets it into Banasic. Over to Nelson, back to Banasic. Banasic with it over the timeline to Weir right corner. Weir with it to Makowitz, and she gets fouled trying to catch a pass, and that's going to be a foul on Alexa Thompson. Her first, that's on Smith, Carissa Smith, her first team's second in the quarter. All right, Platteville gets it inbounds, poked away, loose on the floor. Platteville does maintain possession. Here's a 3 by Banasic, left of the circle off the rim. Byrell tips the rebound to Smith, as Smith will bring it up for the Pointers. 22-13 Pointers lead at 8:04 left to go, second quarter. Smith on the drive, puts it up, no, but a foul, or 2 shots coming up for her, as Carissa Smith was fouled. Makowitz to pick it up, her first, team's third. Truchon back in there for the Pointers. Smith's first free throw is up and good. 90% on the year for Smith from the foul line. Second one good as well. 24-13, Pointers lead it. 7:57 left to go, second quarter. As here's Weir with it for the Pioneers. Into the hands of Banasic. Banasic over to Nelson, right side. Nelson has Krieger on her. Down low to Byrell, right side. Byrell double team. Gets it to Makowitz. Ball poked away. Into the hands of Krieger. Here's Krieger with it for the Pointers. 1-on-2. Down the lane. Lays it up and overlays it. As she put too much on that one. And up with the rebound is Nelson for the Pioneers. Nelson puts up a three left of the circle and connects with that one. Gives Nelson 4, and it's 24-16. Pointers lead it, 7:12 left to go, second quarter. Truchon with it, right block, kicks it out to Krieger on the perimeter. Into the hands of Smith. Smith over to Vandenberg. Vandenberg with it in the lane, sweeping through the lane with a hook shot off the glass from 15 up and in. And we'll get a timeout point. We're going to take one with him as well and be back in 1 minute. 26-16, Pointers lead at 6:59 left to go, second quarter, as you're listening to UWSP Women's Basketball here on WPCN. Gymnasium. Take a look at our final score, Sports Bar and Grill scoreboard, the Pointers' favorite sports bar and grill. Taking your favorite games with amazing food and drinks. At the final score, 26-16, Pointers lead it here. 6:59 left to go, second quarter. Of course, I'm here. Dan Elsterroth back at our studios. Scott Krieger and John Zellmer en route to Platteville for that game tonight at 7 o'clock as the Pointers take on the fourth-ranked Platteville Pioneers. Platteville with the basketball. Here's Banasic with it. Over to Makowitz, right of the circle. Makowitz. Makowitz to Byrell. Over to Banasic, driving baseline left. Gets cut off there. Kicks it back out to Byrell on the perimeter left side. 7 left to go on the shot clock. Here's Weir with it as they better hurry. 3 left to go on the shot clock. And they're going to get a shot off as putting up a prayer was Makowitz there at the... We're going to say that's a 2. I think they're going to have to look at that later. 26-18, Pointers lead it. 6:14 left to go here, second quarter. Here's Smith with it. Makowitz just kind of put up a prayer on an up and under. There's Vandenberg with it. 10 left to go on the shot clock. Vandenberg to Truchon. Truchon pulls up at the foul line and rattles that one home. Lily's first points of the afternoon, 28-18. Pointers lead at 5:50 left to go here in the second quarter. Here's Makowitz with it. Makowitz down the left side of the lane as it poked away into the hands of Alexa Thompson. Thompson with it over to Loftus. Loftus down low to Truchon, left block. Truchon up and under, off the glass, up and in for Truchon. 30-18, Pointers lead it. 5:21 left to go, second quarter. Makowitz with it. High post, over to Nelson, 3 left side. That's short. Vandenberg lets it go out of bounds. Back to the Pointers. Gary and Mackey back in for the Pointers. Prevey and Sparks back in for the Pioneers. Aspirus Health, passion for excellence, compassion for people. That's Aspirus Health. Loftus will bring it up for the Pointers, who lead 30-18, 5:05 left to go second quarter. Loftus with it. Banasic just runs over Truchon, and we're going to get a foul on Banasic. So that's Banasic's first, team's fourth here in the quarter. Gary to inbound, baseline right underneath their own basket. Gets it into Loftus, who gets doubled and then shuffles the feet and travels. It's only the second turnover for the Pointers. Platteville was 6. Pointers shooting 66% in this quarter. The Pioneers are shooting 40. Nelson with it. Gets it over to Sparks. Sparks with it right of the circle. Over to Prevey, who loses it. Gets it back, though. Prevey to Makowitz. She loses it. Smith picks it up, and then we'll get a foul on Makowitz in the backcourt. It's going to be 2 on her, and that's going to put Platteville over the limit. Grace Grosinger will check back in for the Pioneers, so now the Pointers will be shooting every foul here for the next 4:43. And that'll put Carissa Smith 2 for 2 today, 90% on the year, at the line for 2. First one from Smith is up and good. 31-18, Pointers lead it. Second one is good as well. That's 4 for Smith. It's a 32-18 Pointer lead. 4:40 left to go second quarter. Here's Banasic with it. Into the hands of Sparks. Sparks dribbling right. Picks up her dribble, gets it into the hands of Nelson. Nelson with it. Nelson right of the lane, puts up a shot up and in, and 1. Foul goes up on Brenna Gary, her second, third. Vandenberg's going to check back in for the Pointers. So that's 6 for Nelson. Galita back in for the Pointers. Free throw attempt by Nelson is up and good. That gives her 7 and makes it a 32-21 Pointer lead. 4:25 left to go second quarter. Here's Loftus with it. Loftus to Mackey. Mackey at the foul line. Has Sparks on her. Mackey over to Vandenberg, left wing. Bounce pass into the paint to Galita, who has it poked away. Ball still being fought for. Platteville comes up with it. We're going to get a timeout. A 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. To remind you that Partners Pub and Grill in Stevens Point is your pre-gaming headquarters since 1977. Taste the tradition, Stanley Street in Stevens Point. Also, stay tuned for our Skyward Player of the Game. Skyward, building school administration software to make life easier for educators and families, serving over 7 million students in 21 states. Also, Scott will have the Pointer Coaches radio show on Monday from PJ's at Century World, and that'll go from 6 to 7 right here on WPCN. He'll talk to Pointer men's basketball head coach Kent Dernbach. After what hopefully is a win tonight down in Platteville. It's not going to be easy down there, never is. As Platteville will bring it up, here's Strom with it for the Pioneers. Strom gets it over to Nelson. To Grosinger, pass too high for her. Right into the hands of Kate Vandenberg. Vandenberg brings it up, 32-21, Pointers lead it. 3:50 left to go, second quarter. Smith with it, over to Mackey, left side. Mackey against Grosinger, back to Vandenberg, over to Galita. Galita with it, left of the circle. Into the hands of Mackey, 10 left to go in the shot clock. Mackey on the drive, gets cut off. Back to Loftus on the perimeter. Loftus with 5 on the shot clock. Loftus driving, has it poked away, and Prevey up with it for Platteville. Into the hands of Strom. Here's Strom with it left side to Nelson. Over to Prevey. Prevey driving right side. Kicks it out, and an offensive foul on Prevey. Her first, and again, Platteville over the limit. Krieger and Thompson back in for the Pointers. Stout over Whitewater, 40-25. It's Oshkosh 25, River Falls 19, 42 seconds left to go there. 30-17, Lacrosse over Eau Claire, 2:29 left to go first half. All right, here's Krieger with it. Right side to Vandenberg, over to Smith, left side, Smith to Galita. Galita into the paint, double teamed, and travels. Trushan back in there for the Pointers. All right, Pointers women's hockey team all tied up with Superior 3-3 with 18:46 left to go in the third over at the Willett. Grosinger with it at the foul line for Platteville. Over to Nelson, right side. Nelson is at the Previe. Over to, that's Sparks with it left side. Sparks, 10 left to go on the shot clock. Sparks at the foul line. Back to Previe, 5 left to go. Grosinger right corner, 3, air ball. Sparks with the rebound, doesn't realize the shot clock didn't reset, and a shot clock violation coming up on UW-Platteville. 32-21, Pointers lead at 2:27 left to go second quarter as Krieger brings it up for the Pointers. Here's Krieger with it, over to Thompson right side. Thompson, foul line shot, and that goes out of bounds as it was blocked by one of the Pioneers. Pointer bench said Alexa got hit, no call. Maddie Murphy back in there for the Pointers. Here's Vandenberg inbound, baseline left, pass for Thompson, tipped out of bounds, will stay with the Pointers. Thompson inbound, gets it into Krieger. Krieger with it, left side, Krieger. 10 left to go on the shot clock, Trushan with it, back to Murphy, over to Vandenberg. Right side, Vandenberg, 5 left to go on the shot clock. Vandenberg looking for some help, 3 left to go. They're going to have to get it up, and they're not going to get it off. Shot clock violation on the Pointers. Good defense by Platteville as Ava Loftus will check back in for the Pointers. Strom will bring it up here for Platteville. Gets it over to Sparks. Out in the hands of Grosinger. Down low, Sparks with it, baseline jumper, air ball. And Thompson up with the rebound for the Pointers. Up ahead to Loftus. Loftus with it right side. Loftus has to slow it up to Murphy. Open 3 right side off the rim. And down with the rebound is Sparks for Platteville. Gets it up to Strom. Here's Strom with it. Strom racing into the front court. Strom bounce pass to Grosinger, right side, tipped out of bounds. Nice defensive hustle back there by Thompson to knock it out of bounds. Addison Byrell back in for Platteville. As Previe to inbound, baseline right, gets it into Grosinger, right side, puts it up, rolls off the rim, but she'll be at the line, shooting 2. Maddie Murphy picks up the foul for the Pointers, her first, team's 4th in the quarter. So Grosinger shoots it at 42% at the line for a pair. First one, no good. Boy, Pioneers are just banged up here. Barb Kling out for the year. Madeline Richmond hasn't played since the 25th. And Wolcott is out as well. Madison Rickman hasn't played, and Wolcott is out too for Platteville. Looks like we're going to lane violation on the Pointers as Grosinger missed the second one. Doesn't matter, she misses that one as well. So it stays 32-21 Pointers, 1:14 left to go in the second quarter. Loftus with it to Thompson at the foul line. Thompson kicks it over to Murphy, left corner 3. Air ball, and Grosinger up with a weak side rebound into the hands of Strom. Strom with it, Strom pushing it. It's at the Byrell. Over to Nelson. Nelson with it. Nelson to Prevey. Prevey right side to Byrell, right of the lane. Here's an open three left side, and swishing that one home is Strom. 32-24. Pointers lead at 39 seconds left to go in the first half. All right, here's Murphy with it. Murphy over to Krieger. 13-second differential between shot and game clock. Here's Murphy with it. Over to Krieger. Now to Thompson, left side three, and she brings that one up. 10 for Alexa Thompson. 35-24. Pointers lead at 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. Here's Strom with it. Strom hits it over to Grosinger. 3 left to go. Here's a Prevey 3 short. Horn sounds. We've reached the end of one half of play with the score. UW Stevens Point 35. And what do we got here? We got a foul. So it appears to be some foul here at the end of the half. As the officials huddle here. Coming up with the half, we'll have Scott's. We'll get a preview of the men's game with Scott's interview with men's head coach Kent Dernbach. So we will be in video review here. Didn't really hear what's going on. So it'll be a video review. As they take a look at this. Again, our Aspirus Health halftime update is coming up. At the half, we'll get a preview of the men's game. As like we said, Scott has his interview with men's head coach Kent Dernbach. That is a 7 o'clock start tonight down in Platteville. And Scott will be on the air with the pregame at 6:40. So video review new this year in the WIAC. Second time I've seen it used.
While we have everybody's attention, why don't we rain some applause down on Alexa Thompson for joining the 1,000-point club last week?
And now they just mentioned the fact that Alexa Thompson a couple of weeks ago, what was it? Not this Wednesday, the Wednesday before, went over 1,000 points in Whitewater. So 22nd pointer to do that. As again, they keep looking here. We'll see if again, not sure what they are looking at here. I don't know if it's a foul or the clock. I think we're going to get an answer here. So there's 8/10 of the. They're going to get a foul on Krieger. That's going to be her first. That's the team's 5th. Byrell's going to be at the line shooting 2. And there's 8/10 of a second left on the clock. Byrell makes the first one. That gives her 5. Second one in and out. Loftus with the rebound. They didn't start the clock right away, and that is going to be the end of the first half. So now we've officially reached the end of the first half with the score. UW Stevens Point 35 and UW-Platteville 25. All right, time for our Aspirus Health halftime update. Aspirus Health is a proud sponsor of all our area teams. Take charge of your health by seeing your primary care provider for an annual exam. Keeping up with checkups helps ensure you are also up to date on important health screenings, immunizations, and vaccinations. Early detection through screenings can be life-saving, helping prevent serious illness before they develop and ensuring better outcomes for treatment and long-term wellness. Now again, they're at the scorers table again here. And we're going to get to halftime in a minute here. We're going to figure out what is going on here. So our second video review in a matter of literally seconds here. As we wait to see.
All right, so we got teammates in the court here. Each team needs to make a layup for each player and one free throw. So this is tonight's Festival Foods Bargain Bucket Contest. Each player makes a layup and
All right. So what we'll do now is they start the clock. We will take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have Scott's interview with men's head coach Kent Dernbach. Do that all in 30 seconds. You're listening to UWSP women's basketball here at WPCN. Gymnasium. We got Dan Elsenrath back at the WPCN studios, keeping us on the air this afternoon. Let's take a look as we get ready as the halftime buzzers are about ready to sound. Your point's going to go with Krieger, Rice, Galetta, Smith, and Thompson to start the second half. It'll be Nelson, Banasic, Byro, Makowitz, and Weir for the Pioneers. And Platteville will have the ball to start the second half as they go left to right here. And it'll be Makowitz to inbound on the far side, gets it in. And gets it into Banasic. Banasic with it. Has Krieger guarding her. Now back to Makowitz. Makowitz left side against Galetta. Back to Banasic. Over to Weir left of the circle. Weir with it. Weir to Nelson, right corner three, gets the roll and knocks it down. Thought that was going to be too long. It was not. That gives her 10, and it's 35-28. Pointers lead at 9.5 left to go third quarter. Here's Maya Rice along two. That one rolls off the rim, and a foul upcoming on Platteville going for the rebound. It's going to come up on Byro, her team's first here in the third quarter. They get it into Smith, catch and shoot three, right side, short. Galetta with the rebound, tries to make a move, goes up and gets tied up. Jump ball, alternate possession will stay with the Pointers. Smith to inbound, baseline right, underneath their own basket, gets it into Thompson. Thompson with it, Thompson spinning in the lane, puts it up, pops out. Ball still loose into the hands of Makowitz. Makowitz up to Nelson. Nelson in the right corner to Banasic. Banasic dribbles out of there. Banasic stops at the foul line. Into the hands of Makowitz. Over to Weir, left corner to Byro. Byro with it. Over to Weir, 10 left to go on the shot clock. Weir left of the circle. Weir hits it over to Nelson. 5 left to go on the shot clock. Byro driving baseline right against Galetta, off the glass and rolls off the rim. Foul coming up on Platteville, going for the rebound as Galetta is a little slow to get up. And getting help from Weir along with her teammates. Foul will come up on Ashley Weir, her first. That is the team's second here in the third quarter. 35-28, Pointers lead at 8:43 left to go here in the third quarter. As Thompson with it to Galetta, baseline right. Galetta against Byro. Galetta moving towards the lane, puts it up in and a foul. Chance for a three-point play for Galetta. That's going to already be the third team foul on Platteville here in the quarter as Byro picks it up, her second personal. Free throw is up and good from Galetta. Gives her 8. Michaela Mao will check back in there for Platteville. Here's Nelson with it to Weir, left corner, back to Nelson. Nelson at the foul line to Mao, down low on the right. Mao kicks it out, 3, Makowitz straight on, off the heel. Batted around down there, Platteville gets the rebound. Here's Nelson with it, over to Makowitz. Makowitz driving, pulls up left block, goes out of bounds, last touch by the Pointers, and the ball will stay with Platteville. Auto Select, quality, dependable auto repair and service performed by qualified technicians you can trust. That is Auto Select. Weir to inbound, baseline left underneath their own basket. Weir throws it over Nelson's head, and she picks it up in the backcourt. Here's Nelson with it. 10 left to go on the shot clock. Weir with it right side. Weir. 5 left to go on the shot clock to Nelson. Baseline jumper. Hits it. 12 for Nelson. 38-30. Pointers lead at 7:45 left to go here third quarter. Krieger with it over to Thompson right side. Thompson at the foul line. Thompson retreating to the perimeter here. Gets it over to Krieger. Now to Smith. Left corner. 3 on the way. Rice too strong. Galita with a rebound, back to Krieger, 3 right side, in and out. Nelson down with a rebound for Platteville. Here's Nelson with it, up ahead to Makowitz. Makowitz in the lane, 10-footer, leaves it short. Pointers up with a rebound. Krieger with it, 38-30, Pointers lead it, 7:07 left to go, third quarter. Krieger, foul line jumper, leaves that short. Thompson cannot get the rebound, Banasic does for Platteville. There's a baseball pass up ahead to Makowitz, and then Makowitz catches it, but can't keep the pivot foot, and it's a traveling violation. Loftus back in for the Pointers. Sparks back in for Platteville. Loftus in for Krieger. (38-30), Pointers lead at 6:54 left to go, third quarter. There's Loftus to Rice. Now to Smith. Back to Rice, foul line jumper, short, gets her own miss, gets rid of it before she falls down with it. Loftus with it. Back to Smith, right of the circle, 3 off the rim. Galita down with the rebound, back to Smith. Over to Loftus, left side. Shot clock now at 13 seconds. Here's Smith with it. Smith, right side, Smith driving, goes up, out of control, and Platteville with a defensive stop there as Mao down with the rebound. Up ahead to Banasic with it to Mao. And we're going to get a foul coming up on Banasic. Maybe 2 on Banasic and 4 on the team as she ran into a pointer, but they get an offensive foul. Prevey back in for Platteville. Truchon back in for the Pointers. All right, Thompson gets it into Loftus, 38-30, Pointers lead at 6:05 left to go here in the third quarter. Oop, Nelson steals it. She's got a breakaway. Nelson lays it up and in. 14 for her, 7 in this quarter, 38-32. Pointers lead at 5:50 left to go, third quarter. Here's Smith with it. Smith at the foul line, picks up her dribble, has it poked away, gets it into the hands of Thompson. Thompson with it. Hits it over to Smith, 3 left side, short. Is down with the rebound with Sparks into the hands of Banasic. Banasic to Sparks, over to Nelson, left side, down to Mao. We're going to get a foul coming up on Truchon. Reaching in, trying to steal the pass. Her second, team's first here in the third. Strom will check in for Platteville. For Banasic, as Nelson will inbound, baseline left underneath their own basket. They get it into Strom. Strom with it. Has Smith guarding her, down low to Mao. Mao, turnaround hook shot in the lane. Off the mark, and the ball loose down there. Pointers come up with it. Here's Loftus with it for the Pointers. Loftus over to Smith. Smith on the drive, gets fouled as she... Prevey picks up the foul. Her second, and now it's free throws for the Pointers. And that will send Carissa Smith, who was 4 of 4 from the line today, back there for 2 more. First one from Smith is in and out. Grosinger is going to check in for Platteville here. Pointers are scoreless the last 3:18 here. Smith makes 1 of 2. It's 39-32 Pointers. 5:08 left to go here in the third quarter. Pointers are also 1 of their last 11 from the field. Here's Strom with it left side. Strom gets tied up, stolen away momentarily by Thompson. It's as there's a scrum on the floor, jump ball, alternating possession gives it to Platteville, and we're going to reach our media timeout here in the third quarter with 4:51 left to go. 39-32, Pointers lead it. We'll take a 60-second timeout, come back with more after this. You'll see UWSP women's basketball. WPCN.
11361.
Berg Gymnasium, take a look at our final score sports bar and grill. You can score amazing food and drinks at Stevens Point's perennial sports bar and grill. That's the final score as we already start the fourth quarter. It's 42-37. Point leads Platteville as Point only scored 7 points that quarter and shot 12.5%. 12 points for the Pioneers and 38% shooting for them. All right, here's Krieger with it. To Galita. Long two. Top of the key. Off the rim. And Nelson down with a rebound for Platteville. Into the front court. Here's Nelson with it. Nelson in the paint. A little floater up and in. 10-footer from her. She continues her dynamic day as she has 16 now, and it's 42-39. Pointers lead at 9:28 left to go here, fourth quarter. Rice with it. Over to Krieger, left side. Krieger to Galita. Kick violation on Banasic, and the Pointers will keep the basketball here. Rice to inbound, baseline left underneath their own basket. Pass intended for Thompson, tipped by Nelson out of bounds. Again, it will stay with the Pointers. Rice gets it into Smith. Smith over to Krieger. Now to Thompson, right wing. Thompson. Bounce pass to Galita, right of the lane. 10 left to go on the shot clock. A little backdoor feed to Krieger on a reverse layup up and in. Nice pass by Galita. Better finish by Krieger. It's 44-39. Pointers lead it. 8:54 left to go in the fourth. Preview with it. Trying it up and under. We're going to get a foul on Stevens Point. That'll come up on Maya Rice, her third. That'll be the team's first here in the fourth quarter. Preview to inbound, baseline right underneath their own basket. Gets it into Nelson. Nelson working against Smith in the lane. A little floater from 10 up and in. 18 for her, and it's 44-41. Pointers lead at 8:36 left to go here in the fourth. Thompson with it. Over to Krieger, now to Smith in the left corner. Back to Rice, left wing. Rice with it. Back in the left corner to Smith. 10 left to go on the shot clock. Smith dribbles out of there. Smith at the foul line. Smith driving left side. Layup up and in. And we're going to get a timeout, Stevens Point. We're going to take one with them as well. Back in 1 minute as it's 46-41. Pointers lead at 8:16 left to go, fourth quarter. You're listening to UWSP Women's Basketball here on WPCN. Gymnasium. We got Dan Elsenrath back in the WPCN studios. On the ones and twos, 46-41 Pointers lead it here. 8:16 left to go in the fourth quarter. And boy, Brinley Nelson is doing everything she can for Platteville to will them to victory. She has 18 points this afternoon. Pointers are led by Alexa Thompson with 10. We'll just say the Pointers have more balanced scoring than Platteville does this afternoon. As here's Benasic with it for Platteville. To Sparks. Sparks starts to drive, has it poked away. Krieger picks it up into the hands of Smith. Here's Smith with it, back to Krieger, 46-41. Pointers lead it, 8 minutes left to go, fourth quarter. Thompson, right of the circle, Thompson. Gets it over to Rice. Rice, Nelson on her, Rice at the foul line, Rice has her pass tipped, does get to Krieger, 10 left to go on the shot clock. Smith with it between the rings, Smith driving left side, laying it up, leaving it short. Ball still loose down there. Thompson puts it up and in before the 30-second shot clock expires. There are two Pioneers down, or one, excuse me. As the ball was loose, Thompson picked it up and right spot, right time for her. And put it up and beat the shot clock. Viral was the one shaking up for Platteville. She's going to have to come off. And that'll get Makowitz back into the ballgame for Platteville. So it's 48-41, Pointers lead at 7:34 left to go here, fourth quarter. And looks like we are going to have a timeout here, but we will keep it here. Stout up 79-54 on Whitewater with 4:48 left to go there. It was Oshkosh getting revenge on River Falls, 70-34 as they doubled them up. La Crosse up 68-49 on Eau Claire, 3:09 left to go in the fourth quarter over at the Willett. It is all over, so we'll have to check to see how that game ended. Actually, it's an over. Actually, the Pointers win in overtime with 50 seconds left, 4-3. So they go to 11-11 on the year. Superior drops to 9-11. As Molly Polkamp had the power play goal in overtime to send the Pointers to victory. The men's team will be at home versus Northland tonight as they look to sweep the Lumberjacks of Northland. All right, Platteville took that timeout, so that's going to leave each team with 2 timeouts. Platteville's going to have the basketball here. Point putting some pressure on in the backcourt here. Mild at best. And Platteville gets it over the timeline. Here's Benasic with it. Benasic over to Nelson. Nelson with it right side. Benasic a long 3. No good. We got a foul coming up here on Alexa Thompson. It's going to be her first. So that was away from the basketball. And I believe if that 3 would have gone in, that would have counted. But anyway, Platteville will inbound at opposite sideline. Here's Benasic with it right side. Over to Nelson. Krieger guarding her. A 3 on the way by Platteville, and swishing that one home is Prevey. She's got 5. It's 48-44. Pointers lead it here. 7:02 left to go in the fourth quarter. Here's Rice with it. Rice driving, tries feeding it down low to Thompson. It's intercepted. My Point with their 11th turnover here this afternoon. Chance for Platteville to crawl even closer here. As they get it down low to Benasic on the left, kick it out. Benasic Makowitz fakes the three over to Nelson. Three right side by Prevey, in and out. Benosic with the rebound, down low on the right. And Rice ties her up. And alternating possession gives it to the Pioneers. Gary will check back in for point here. Rice will have a seat, so Prevey to inbound for Platteville here. Prevey gets it into Sparks. Sparks loses it back to Prevey. 10 left to go on the shot clock. Sparks with it right side. Sparks. 5 left to go on the shot clock to Prevey with 3. Prevey on the drive, a hook shot, a prayer off the heel. Platteville down with a rebound. We'll get a jump ball as Nelson got tied up by Thompson, and this time Point will take the alternating possession. Strom back in for Platteville. All right, Krieger will bring it up for the Pointers here. 48-44, Pointers lead at 6:04 left to go here, fourth quarter. Gary with it, right of the circle. Gary over to Smith, left side. Smith back to Krieger. Now to Gary, right side. Back to Krieger. 10 left to go on the shot clock. Krieger with it out high on the left. 5 left to go on the shot clock. Krieger starts the drive, goes up, and gets fouled. Strom will pick it up her second. That is the team's first here in the quarter. And we'll send Courtney Krieger, a 57% foul shooter, to the line for 2. Weir and Byrell back in for Platteville. All right, so 2 for Courtney Krieger here. First one is up and short. Second one is up. Too hard that time. Galita chases down the rebound, though, to Thompson down low on the right. Thompson getting double, triple teamed. Gets it to Smith. Now to Gary. Gary at the foul line as it poked away. Gets it back to Smith. Smith with it. Back to Gary. Open 3 right side. She connects. 7 for Gary. It's a 51-44 Pointer lead. 5:20 left to go, fourth quarter. Strom with it, pass to Byrell, and they're going to get Gabby Galita on the foul as Galita collided into her. So it's Gabby's first and the team's third here in the quarter. Nelson inbound in front of her own bench. Hits it into Strom, right corner. Has Gary guarding her. Strom to Makowitz. Makowitz. Down low to Weir. Over to Byrell, right side, off the glass and in. 7 for the Marshfield Columbus product, and it's 51-46. Pointers lead at 4:53 left to go, fourth quarter. Thompson with it right side. Thompson on the drive, falls to the floor. We'll get a timeout, Stevens Point, to save the possession. "30-second timeout, but we will keep it here." Again, the men's game is on after this one. That is a 7 o'clock start down in Platteville. That is the Pointers at 4th-ranked Platteville. 7 o'clock is Scott Krieger, John Zelmer on the call from the Williams Fieldhouse. And then Scott will have the Pointer basketball radio show Monday from 6 to 7 at PJ's at Century World, where he'll talk to Coach Sternbach and get his thoughts. That's right here on WPCN. All right, Pointers to inbound, to Gary to inbound, baseline right, and they throw it away, trying to get it into Thompson. Boy, the tables have really turned here in the second half. As Platteville has all the momentum here. Here's Benasic with it. Benasic. Krieger guarding her. Benasic. Right side to Nelson, top of the key. Nelson to Byrel, right wing. Byrel. Back to Makowitz. Makowitz. 10 left to go on the shot clock. Here's Benasic with it. Over to Weir. 5 left to go on the shot clock. Weir at the foul line. Here's a 3 by Byrel, right side. Short. And Galita down with a rebound for the Pointers with a long rebound as they still hold the 51-46 lead. 4:07 left to go here, fourth quarter. Here's Thompson with it over to Krieger, right side. Now to Gary in the right corner. Gary over to Krieger. Now to Smith. Smith, 10 left to go on the shot clock. A bounce pass to Galita, left block. Back to Smith, left wing 3. Connects! 10 for Smith, 54-46, 3:40 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Here's a 3 by Weir left of the circle, and a good answer by Weir as that gives her 6. Boy, Platteville needed that one, 54-49. Pointers lead it, 3:27 left to go in the fourth. Here's Krieger with it. Over to Smith. Smith back to Krieger. Krieger at the foul line to Thompson, 3 right side. Hits it! 15 for her, 57-49. Pointers lead it. 3:03 left to go here in the fourth quarter. And we'll get a timeout, Platteville.
All fans will get a coupon for a free sweeper courtesy of Taco Bell. Taco Bell, good moss.
30-second timeout, but we will keep it here again. So Alexa Thompson with 15 and a big 3 there. Platteville being paced by Ridley Nelson, who has 18. And see, Pointers have 12 turnovers today, 7 here in the second half. Pointers shooting 75% in this quarter, 3 of 3 from behind the arc. Platteville 62.5% from the field, 50% from behind the arc. All right, Platteville gets it in. Here's Benasic with it. Benasic spinning in the lane. It's to Byrel on the perimeter. Byrel working against Galita. Byrel back to Benasic, top of the key, who loses it, picks it back up. 10 left to go on the shot clock. Weir with it left wing. Here's Weir. Skip pass over to Prevey in the right corner. 5 left to go on the shot clock. Prevey in the paint to Byrel, stripped away from her. Ball still loose down there, and another shot clock violation. A nice defensive stand for the Pointers here. And the officials are going to have to get together on this as the shot clock's at 0. They call the jump ball. And it is a shot clock violation indeed, so back to the Pointers. Throws the basketball here. Thompson to inbound. It's 57-49. Pointers lead it. 2.5 left to go in the game. Krieger with it over to Thompson, right side. Thompson back to Krieger. Down low to Galita, right block. She gets doubled. Trying to work her way through that. We'll get a foul coming up on Platteville. And that'll come up on Addison Byrel, her third of fourth here in the quarter. Makowitz is going to check back in for Platteville. Or excuse me, that's the team's second in the quarter. I'm sorry. Gary to inbound, baseline right, gets it into Smith. Now over to Galita, over to Thompson. Left side, Krieger with it. Krieger to Gary. 10 left to go on the shot clock. Gary to Krieger on the perimeter. Krieger over to Smith. Thought about the 3 right side. Drives baseline. to go Thompson, a three right side off the glass, almost in. Ball batted around down there. And Benasek up with it for Platteville. She'll bring it up into the front court. Benasek with it. Over to Weir. Weir with it. Weir to Makowitz, right of the lane. Makowitz working against Krieger. Over to Sparks, fakes the three, drives baseline right, down low to Weir. On the right side, excuse me, it puts it up, no, we'll get a jump ball. And the jump ball will stay with the Pioneers here. The jump ball stays with Platteville. Nelson will come into the game for Platteville. Preview to inbound, baseline right underneath their own basket. Puts it into Benasek. Benasek, three right side, too hard. Platteville up with the rebound. Here's Preview with it. To Makowitz. Makowitz over to Preview right side. The Sparks, and we're going to foul coming up on Galita. That's going to be 2 on her and 4 on the team here in the quarter. So Platteville will have a crack at it, but now we have 1:17 left to go in the game, and they're down 8. Sparks takes the inbounds pass to Makowitz down low on the right, leaves it short, and we're going to get a foul coming up on Gary, I believe, as Gary and Makowitz are battling for the rebound. So they're going to get Gary on the foul. It's going to be her 4th. As Makowitz and Gary are battling for the rebound, and they give Gary the foul. So 2 for Makowitz as the pointer's now over the limit here. Makowitz's first free throw is up and good. Gets the roll. Makowitz shoots it at 75% on the season from the foul line. And that gets her 6 today. Second one from Makowitz. In and out. Gary with the rebound. 57-50. Pointers lead it. 1:06 left to go in this one. Krieger with it. Doubled. Back to Gary. Gary at the foul line. Back to Krieger. Over to Thompson. Thompson with it, driving right side, and a foul coming on Platteville. That's going to be on Brindley Nelson, her first. That'll be the team's 4th here in the quarter. Maya Rice will check back in for the Pointers. Strom and Weir back in for Platteville. Okay, Rice to inbound, baseline right through Thompson's hand. We're going to get a foul coming up on Platteville. On Brindley Nelson, so that's going to be 2 on her now. Now that's the team's 4th. I think they got a hold of Nelson holding Thompson as Thompson's trying to get open on the inbounds pass. All right, Rice to inbound. Gets it into Smith. Smith to Galita right side. Galita. 10 left to go on the shot clock. To Thompson right of the lane. Thompson gets doubled to Smith. 4 left to go. Smith driving right side, loses the basketball, and it'll go back to Platteville here. Gary's going to check in, Previe in for Platteville. We're going to get a timeout, Platteville. Full timeout, we'll take 30 here. 57-50, Pointers lead it. 34.8 seconds left. Back after this, you're listening to UWSP Women's Basketball on WPC. UWSP. 57-50, Pointers lead at 34.8 left. The men's game is to follow after this. That'll be at 7 o'clock. And Scott Krieger, John Zellmer on the call. They'll be on with a pregame at 6:40. All right, so Platteville is out of timeouts. Pointers have one left. Preview to inbound. Front of our own bench. Gets it into Benasic. Benasic back to Weir. To Prevey, and what do we got? Foul coming up on Platteville away from the basketball. Strom's going to check in for Platteville. Smith back in for the Pointers. All right, full court pressure here by Platteville. Thompson in front of the Platteville bench gets it into Krieger. We got a foul coming up on Platteville. That was their last foul to give. Benasic picks it up, her third. That's going to send Courtney Krieger to the line for two. As Platteville now over the limit. Gary in for Smith. Courtney's first free throw is short. Second one is good. 5 for Krieger. It's 58-50. Pointers lead it. 25 seconds left to go in the game. We're with it. We're with it left side. One dribble from her to Strom. Over to Nelson. Driving baseline right. Hanging in the air off the glass up and in. Well, I guess Platteville had another timeout left because they're going to call it. We're going to keep it here. So 58-52. Pointers lead it here. 16 seconds left. Pointer women's hockey team won 4-3 in overtime again. Basketball on the court, Stout 87, Whitewater 60. That's a final. Oshkosh beat up on River Falls today, 70-34. And the Cross beat Eau Claire, 70-53. Point gets Oshkosh next here at home Wednesday. And they had a chance in that game too. I guess Platteville taking a full timeout. We will still keep it here. And Scott will have the Pointers basketball radio show Monday from PJ's at Century World, 6 to 7 here on WPCN. As we'll be talking to men's head coach Kent Dernbach as we head down the last couple games of the season here. I mean, it just seems like yesterday we were starting the season in November. Now it's already February, and after this, I think you got 4 games left. All right, yeah, you will. After today's game, you will have 4 games left in the conference season. Pointers try to go to 15-6, which would match their win total from last year and go 5-5 in the conference. Step a 2-game losing streak. Pointers inbound the basketball in the front court. Thompson with it, and Hoppert fouls her, so that's going to be Hoppert's first. That'll send Alexa Thompson to the line for 2. And again, Gary in for Smith. A lot of offense for defense here. So Thompson at the line shooting 2. rattles the first one home. That gives her 16 this afternoon. Platteville on a 5-game losing streak. Pointers making it to look 6 here. Too hard on the second one. Hopper with a rebound. It's 59-52. Platteville trails it. 10 seconds left to go. They got to go. Nelson with it. Left corner. 3 on the way by Strom. Too hard. Banasik with the rebound. They get it to Strom underneath. Up and in. With 4/10 of a second left, but that will not be enough. And that brings the ball game to an end here this afternoon. With a score, UW-Stevens Point 59 and UW-Platteville 54. So the Pointers snap their 2-game losing streak and extend Platteville's to 6. All right, tell you what we'll do right now is we will take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the final stats